Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey and Wisdom podcast. My name is George.
My name is James Tauro, and welcome, guys.
Welcome. We're back. Got the whiskey.
Got the whiskey out.
Feeling good, fresh, lovely day. Not that cold.
Best way to start a Saturday is with a nice, refreshing glass of whiskey. Okay, so remember that.
And bearing in mind, it's pretty early, to be fair.
Yeah, it's early. It's 2 o'clock. We're not alcoholics, by the way.
Yeah.
We're not alcoholics, as you
Promise.
can tell. Right? We still look after ourselves. We take care of ourselves. So leave the drinking to us. All right.
Lovely. All right. Well, if there's one thing I'd like to start off with, of getting a lot of feedback, comments about, people hating a lot about COVID topics, etc. And I just want to let you know that the 3 leading main causes of death are, okay, so the first one is cardiovascular diseases, okay, so heart attacks, strokes, etc. Second will be cancer, which we all know about, terrible disease.
Awful.
And the third is iatrogenic illnesses, okay? And if you don't know what iatrogenic illnesses are, basically what they are is illnesses as a cause of medication, okay? So the third leading cause of death, across the world this is the cause of medication. So you taking the medicine from your doctors, literally
having a negative
effect on you and literally killing people.
I'm guessing you mean like somehow your organs start to fail,
yeah,
etc. Or then leads to the cardiovascular.
Yes,
etc.
exactly. Yeah. Okay. So people don't really realise this, and like I said, this is across the whole of the world, and we've said it before, but the hospitals, NHS, medical care systems, they do not profit unless you are ill. If you're not a returning customer, repeat business, like I've said before. In business, you get taught you need repeat customers. If you don't have repeat customers, then you will not make it. You need repeat business. This is one of the first things you are taught in business, okay? And it's like I said, it's like any other business.
Listen, when it comes to the medical industry, like whether we're talking about filling hospital beds physically or the pharmaceuticals, we are no different. Your service, right, is no difference to a Netflix subscription.
Yeah,
right. They need you to come in every fucking month, right? They need that profits, all that money coming in every single month. Otherwise, business fails.
Yeah.
Okay. Money and cash. Everyone knows cash is the blood of a business. Without cash, without blood, you die. Okay. And these people, trust me, they want to. Yeah. Listen, they want the business to do well. People have this weird sort of, and we spoke about the charities and how it's all kind of bullshit. People have this weird misconception about the people who are running these organizations. Like, you are crazy if you think these people don't want money. Like, they're not these great, they're not sent from the fucking heavens to care about you. These people want to feed their families, they want to drive nice cars, they want to go to the fucking Maldives on holiday. And listen, I don't blame them. You just have to be aware of the fact that they want money. They want profits. If you think that being part of that medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry, if you think that they weren't getting paid or there was no money to be made from it, if they thought there was no money to be made from it, well, then they'd be getting the fucking tools and they'd be going to be a plumber or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? They want money.
And also, the pharmaceutical industry is probably one of the largest and most profitable industries across the world.
They
make more money than everybody else. Why do they make more money? Because there's more people buying prescriptions. There's more people coming back with illnesses. Is it an illness because of the effect of the medicine that you've been taking?
Yeah.
Could you have fixed that through diet? Could you have fixed that through doing a bit of exercise? Probably, yes. Obviously, there's a lot of illnesses you can't fix through stuff like that. Like, you're not going to fix a brain tumour through eating some cabbage.
No.
But there is a lot of illnesses that you think you might have that you can fix through just changing your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is to do with your diet, what you eat, what you consume. If you're eating McDonald's constantly, stop eating it. McDonald's is disgusting. I hate McDonald's. Never eat it. The only takeaway I'll probably have is a Chinese or an Indian, maybe.
Chinese is great. Indians better.
But that's it. I don't eat. I don't eat KFC.
I've never ever heard a doctor think about any time you've been to the doctor. Look, personally, I haven't been to the doctors in probably 10 years. All right,
I haven't either. Or the dentist.
I've never heard of doctors saying oh, you know what you need to do? You need to change your diet and you need to eat healthy. No, they say, oh, here's some pills. You can pick them up at the chemist down the road.
They won't
for
tell
20
you.
quid.
They won't tell you you're 30 stone overweight and that you need to do some exercise.
No.
They'll just say, no, just take these pills or do something.
And
they might say stop eating as much sugar. Just have 5 Big Macs a day.
They might say they might give you a tiny bit of advice if they're an ethical doctor, but a lot of them aren't, especially in this day and age, especially in the way, especially in America. In England, it's a little different because you've got the NHS and these doctors, and they're not making great money.
No.
Shout
out the nurses, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to the nurses.
And doctors.
A lot of those people care. But when you're talking about, especially in America, because it's essentially all private, and then all the private doctors in the UK, like, they want money.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Why do parents always say, I want my son to be a doctor? Because they want him to make bank.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, I want him to make a difference. No, I want him to be a doctor so that he can buy a nice 5-bedroom fucking mansion and drive a Mercedes and retire at 50. Like, everyone knows this, yet like everyone knows that the whole reason you become a doctor, specifically a doctor like a surgeon, it's like so you can earn money. It's a good living. Okay, it's like being a pilot back in the day. It's like a pilot, good money. It's
still good money.
I think it's still good money, but people are so naive when it comes to the what they think the intentions are behind the people in I'm going to talk more about the pharmaceutical industry because that's the most corrupt.
Yeah.
That's the most corrupt. Obviously, okay, you've been shot. A doctor has to say, a doctor's going to save you. That's different. But when you're talking about you go to the GP and they're just going to prescribe you stuff, like that's all they do. Prescription. Is it free? No.
And I think that they take advantage of, especially in the UK, right? To be a doctor or a nurse or a midwife, for example. I'm not sure about the midwives, but I know for sure with the nurses and doctors, more nurses that work for the NHS, right? Yeah. Obviously they're paid shit money.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so they're paid shit money. But to be a nurse or in this industry of helping people or like care homes, whatever, you need to be a certain type of person, okay? These people you'll meet, they'll be the nicest person. They'll be caring people, very caring people.
A lot of them women,
and they don't do
women are caring.
They don't do the work for the money, for example. So they take advantage, saying that we're not going to pay you as much more because they know these people have this personality, so they're going to do it regardless of the money.
Yeah, they
just see what I'm saying.
Help.
That's their personality trait to be a good person, help other people. They have that in their DNA.
They have these embedded social skills
exactly,
that they
helping
just
people.
Have naturally. Yeah.
And they, like I said, they just sort of take advantage of it. They won't give you a pay rise, for example, because they know that you're that type of person. You're not going to just let all these innocent people or people that are ill, for example.
Yeah, because they know you're not going to stand by. You're going to do your best to help. You're going to come in at 3 a.m. to help. You're going to get a call saying, You're
going to do it regardless.
I've done 4 days on the bounce at the hospital. I come back for 4 hours, got a little kit. They called me up. Someone's been shot. We're understaffed. Let's go in. Oh, by the way, sorry, we just sent $2 billion to Ukraine. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You don't worry about your pay rise.
You don't mind paying for parking, do you? Even though this is where you work. You don't mind paying for parking, even though you have to sit here. You're on a 13-hour shift. You've got to pay fucking
a pound
an hour for parking. But we just sent Zelensky $2 billion. Is that cool with you? Okay, good. Yeah, you're a good person.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll look after you. Keep helping everyone.
It's crazy.
And it's like I said, it's disgusting because you know that, this is how I believe anyway. These people have this certain type of personality. You'll meet these people and you think, I sort of understand why you're a nurse. I understand why you're that person.
A lot of, listen, I personally am only picturing these women when we have this conversation. I'm only picturing the women because most nurses are women. I don't even know that for a fact, but I'm going to say it as if it is one because I'm 100% sure of it. I'm bigot. Sorry, I'm sexist. Sorry, you women are caring. Sorry, I'm sexist, right? But a lot of them are nice. A lot of them are like, hey, sugar, hey, honey, sweetheart, come here. They have this natural motherly instinct, and they sort of project that to the whole world. They're good people, and they're getting no money, right? Because, like you said, they're getting taken advantage of. But you think the people who are prescribing the drugs,
these are the capitalists. These are the capitalists. That's why they're ruthless. Do you understand? They're ruthless, and that's why they will take advantage. They will squeeze every bit of juice out of you they can.
And here's the thing. There's sort of 2 ways to look at it. Like, you can put them in this evil... There's 2 categories, right? You've got the evil, and then you've got just the general money hungry that most people... Look, personally, that's why I don't think I could get into that industry, because personally, if I want to get into a business, I want to make money. I want to make as much profits as possible, right? So I kind of understand why they're so ruthless. But
you have to be, though.
They don't look after the staff, because unlike a job, this is the difference. This is where you made a key point. Let's say you got a guy who owns a construction company, right? He's getting the most out of all his staff, but the people who work for him, or any business, they aren't sort of like passionate about it. It's not the same. A nurse has that. These women, again, talking about the women, Sumi, they have this natural urge to help people.
It's like an instinct.
Yeah, it's instinct. Like they would probably do it for free.
Yeah.
You know, like it becomes them. Who they are. They are carers. It's in the name. Care work, right? And that's how you could say it's kind of evil in a way, because they're taking advantage of the kindness. Yeah. Because they're still doing it. If you've got some guy who's, I don't know, digging trenches on a building site and going in manholes covered in shit, whatever, if you start taking a piss, he's going to say, well, I don't even like this job, so fuck you. So you've got to pay me accordingly. Whereas these nurses, they want to do it, so they exploit that. It's like... Yeah. And listen, if there wasn't so much money in, like, for example, football, and it would be the same for that. You know, when you have people with a passion, it's easy to exploit that. And when you're talking about the medical industry, it's just so the money isn't there. Well, there is money. There is money there. Not for those people.
Yeah, just for Ukraine.
Yeah, for Ukraine.
But yeah, like I said, I think it's sort of a real big kick in the face, just sending that money to Ukraine. Do you know what I mean? I think it's so bad, and it's like you have all these rail strike stuff. Listen, the railway workers, to be honest with you, I don't know why they're always striking. They don't really do much. I don't know why they just sit there. They fucking come out, blow a whistle.
No. Yeah, they're blowing a whistle.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how hard is that?
But here's the thing. Then they strike, right? But then, if you're one of them, and then you're kind of thinking, okay, and we'll use the Ukraine, but all the money going overseas, all the money going here, all the money going there, you start thinking, well, hang on a minute, you know what, fuck you, I do want money.
Yeah.
I do want more money. And the thing is, say like the nurses and stuff, they can't strike because some of them don't have it in their hearts, because how can you, if you're there in the hospital,
how are you going to leave somebody dying?
How can you strike knowing that there's going to be more people coming in? And that's what that's what the government are banking on.
No, definitely.
You know, like, how can you? And even so, they would make you know what would happen? They'd make it illegal because there's lives at risk,
or they'd start suing you because of something. Oh, you know, you've endangered this person's life because you weren't there. But yeah, no.
But here's the thing:
ridiculous.
It's, and I'll move into something else. But a lot of these like train, I don't know, rail workers. I don't even know, train drivers. They're driving a train. I don't know, train operators, right? They don't give a fuck.
No.
Like, they don't care at this point.
And I don't think they get bad money anyway.
I think they get like 70k.
I think they get like 50 bags
whether you call that good money or not, that depends. But when you talk about what they're putting
like I said, considering they don't do much, you know, considering they're just, you'll have some people on it. I work on the railway.
Yeah, you could be working on a fucking side business whilst you're sat there working on the track. Like, you know, it's not like you're a plumber and you're constantly doing stuff. Like, you aren't doing that much unless there's stuff I don't know.
There obviously will be,
but they don't care what other people think, and that's why they're going on strike. They've had enough now. We don't care what you think. We don't care what fucks you up. And talking about not caring what other people think, I was sort of thinking about how, you know, the way I personally have sort of changed in the last year or so, and I think you have too. Obviously, we've been friends for a while, so it's hard to tell when someone sort of changes.
No, because you sort of change with them anyway.
People change all the time, but there's a level of importance that people need to understand when it comes to not caring about what people think about you. Like, it's so necessary as you get older and you want to elevate your life. What do you think?
No, I think it's so true. Like, I've said this before, but whatever you do, somebody's not going to like it. No. Anything in life, do you see what I'm saying?
No, yeah, exactly. Is it?
If I decide to, like I said, cut my hair, if I decide to shave my hair, or say, for example, I decide to stay inside, eat food, get fat, people are going to say, why has he done that? He looks fat. Yeah. Okay. If I decide to, you know, okay, I'm going to stop eating as much, I'm going to get skinny, they're going to say he's too skinny. It doesn't matter what you do. If you go to the gym all the time, they're going to say you're obsessed, you're a roidhead, you're this, you're that, It doesn't matter what you do. And anything.
Yeah, exactly. No, it doesn't matter what you do. People are going to judge. And I think but here's the thing. I think people naturally have this thing inside of them where they do care what people think.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'll go into detail. There's two ways you have to look at it, right? Like, obviously, yeah, you want to care what people think. You don't want people to think you're like some, I don't know, some pervert. Do you know what I mean? You know, there comes a certain point where you don't want to come across like a weirdo, or you don't want people to think that you're too greedy or selfish, or you'd fuck them over, or you're a bad guy. But there comes a certain point where you have to, if you know deep down, and if you're true to yourself, and you know what you're about, and you know you're a good guy, you know you've got morals, well then you have to get to a position where you don't give a fuck, and you will do what you want to do. You know, and we sort of did that recording this show.
Yeah, I don't. We don't care what anyone.
Yeah, listen, most people are too scared
to
share a meme. Like, this is the 100%. Most people are too scared. Think of all the things you see that are kind of controversial, and you think, oh, I'd love to share it, but they get scared. They're too scared to share a meme. They're too scared to say something out loud, saying women and men are two different fucking genders, and there's no link in between. There's no crossover, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I think, and this is something we've sort of, like me and George, we have in our lives now, and we've really made the most of it, is when it comes to not giving a fuck. I think what you need is you need people around you who are with you, no matter what. You need a team, because when you have a team, it's like, well, I don't care what anyone else says. I've got my team.
We know what we want to do.
We know what we want to do. If they're not in the team, well then fuck you. Your opinion means nothing. You know, I think that's sort of the way you kind of have to live your lives, especially with the way things are going now. You're going to get judged more than ever. Okay, like now, this is the year, or should I say, this is like the decade of judgment. Okay, every single thing you do, judged. You know, you post things, people are going to judge. You make a video, people are going to be in the comments. We'll get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
But like, you need a team around you, and I'm not going to give you advice necessarily on how to get a team around you. But if you're a man and you don't have many boys around you, like, forget about your girl for a second, forget about your family to a certain extent. Like, you need people who you can call brothers. Okay, you need a team. I can't stress enough how much you need a team. Right, you need people around you who you can build with, elevate with. Whether that be a group chat or whatever, but you need to make sure you're all on the same path to the same type of success that you're all looking for. You know, because that's really going to help you in all aspects of your life, when it comes to confidence, when it comes to, you know, standing up for what you believe in, when it comes to pushing yourself, because you've got a team to push you, and then in turn you can push them when they need the push. Hopefully none of you will actually need the push, because you're all
on that level.
On it. You're all on it. But yeah, I just think people really need to understand, and a lot of men are lonely right now. This is the thing. A lot of men are lonely. A lot of men, believe it or not, maybe have like one or two friends.
Yeah.
Like, you need a team. And you can't do it alone.
The thing is, as well, a lot of people, they end up sort of snaking their friends or doing something bad against their friends. And the reality is, you know, say, for example, your friend's doing really well in a business, like a certain sector. Say your friend's doing really well in investing, for example. That friend might be sort of hesitant in sharing that information with you, but you should think, like, he's my friend, for example. Yeah. Why is he hesitant with that? Why do people not want to sort of help the people around them grow as well?
Yeah.
Like, if I find something out and I think it's a really good opportunity, for example, I'm going to tell James. I'm going to tell my other mates. I'm going to talk to them about it.
You always say, "Oh, you need to do this. Oh, do this.
I'm going to
do that. I've just seen this." Yeah.
I'm going to talk to them about it, because the reality is there's plenty to go around. Like, I think this is what people sort of think. They think it's sort of like a scarce resource. Like, I heard somebody talking about. So basically, he was talking about how Tesla is open source. So basically, you know, you get like a patent with a company, for example. You patent a certain idea, like, for example,
patent that no one else
can copy. Basically, Tesla's like, their batteries are open source, basically. And the fellow was explaining, basically, there was a person called, what was his name? I think it was Sean Myers, something Myers. Anyway, he created the first car run on water.
Oh yeah, I heard the story.
Anyway, he created the first car that ran on water. Anyway, he went to have a meeting with these people in the Pentagon to talk about it, to, you know, discuss it, and he wanted to patent it.
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, he had some dinner with them. Come running outside, holding his neck, going, "They poisoned me. Anyway, he died.
Yeah, I understand.
Right, so he died, and the person was talking about how, because he tried to patent it, if he'd have made it open source, access to everybody, even though he might not make as much money as he thinks he would, even though it's open source, right, anyone can build off of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Once they've released it, that's it. They can't, everyone can use it then.
Yeah,
Everyone's open to use it, and also there's plenty to go around. There's money everywhere. There's so much money going around the world. Like, people don't even realise there's trillions and trillions and trillions of pounds. Yeah. And it's really important to remember
money in circulation.
There's so much money in circulation.
You don't have to snake people. You don't have to be honest.
No, exactly.
And like you said before about snaking, like in everything, you need to have this
people
abundance. It's like an abundance mindset. You need to know that there's enough to go around. Okay, your friend gets all the girls. No, he doesn't get all of them. There's billions in the world. Get your own. You know, he makes all the money. I don't have to snake him or ruin what he's doing or mess with his business or try to take followers or views away from his platform. I can get my own. You know, like a good point you made there. And listen, when it comes to it has to be trust. And I think, but here's the other issue.
Trust one another.
You have to work on yourself first, because too many people will expect the team to, oh, well, my team want this too. What you want to expect from your team?
You need to work together.
Yeah, you need to work together. So it's like, okay, you don't want anyone, you need to build a team where no one's going to snake you, but are you the type of guy who can 100% be trusted?
Sleep with his ex-missus.
Or sleep with his ex or his missus, or, you know, fuck him over or do something sneaky, not tell him about, like...
Not pay him money or whatever,
exactly. Yeah. That's the way it has to be. You have to, and I think you first have to work on yourself, and you could apply that to anything in life. You know, work on yourself is essentially the answer to almost every issue you have. But, you know, when you work on yourself and then you become that guy, then the team around you will almost inevitably be that guy, as long as you have this sort of detector where you can cut out the snakes accordingly.
Yeah.
You know, like it's about being trusted. Like, for example, if I say to George, I did 1,000 push-ups yesterday, like, I don't need to prove it. He knows it's true.
Yeah.
If George says to me, I made this amount of money, I'm not going to say, oh, bullshit. Oh, yeah, that's true. I know he did. We trust each other. Like, there's no anything, you know, there's no
animosity.
There's no animosity. There's no bullshit. We're all stand-up guys who are believable. We don't lie to each other. It's like, again, team. Yeah. It's just team.
To build.
Team. Build your team. It's crucial.
And I want to just go back to what you were saying about, you know, people, like, you were saying people were scared to do things. They were too worried about other people's opinions. And there was a quote I was looking for, actually. I couldn't find it. Anyway, I'm sort of slightly remembering it. And it goes something like, the majority of people will laugh about your visions and opinions, for example, but those that can comprehend your visions will inevitably pay respect to your opinions and views. Because a lot of people, they will laugh at, I don't know, this, for example, or whatever. They're
probably laughing now.
Yeah, or hate or whatever. But the reality is, you don't understand the vision that we have. We don't understand the vision that you have for certain things as well. We might see somebody out cleaning shoes and think, oh, what, like, a stupid business. Why is he doing that? But his vision might be that he wants to start cleaning shoes for, I don't know, multi-million-pound fellas, and he's just got this new contract with some new shoe shining company or whatever. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? People don't comprehend that vision of somebody else.
So think about that Italian guy who literally he did TikToks where he just watched some weird people and he looked at a simple idea, went like that. You know the guy?
Yeah.
He just went like that.
Or Salt Bay.
Yeah, so exactly.
You know what I mean?
Okay, they're thinking, okay, why are you doing this? Why are you chopping it like that? Why are you doing it like... Then what? You build a brand, connections.
And
one of the biggest steakhouses
and now you're buying his steak for fucking 1,500 quid.
Exactly.
And it's like that, that bottom G fella.
Yeah,
imagine when he first started, right, videoing himself dancing, he looks like Andrew Tate if you haven't seen him, and he does all these funny, like, queer sort of dances. I don't know if I can say that, but...
Yeah, he's queer. He's actually a homo.
Oh, okay,
I saw him.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's a homo.
Shout out you. But, shout out bottom
Gay
G.
guy. Go on.
Shout out bottom G. But anyway, do you think when he was filming them videos of him dancing like that or whatever, do you think he was thinking, can you imagine how many comments of what people were saying? Oh, you're a bum.
You're a bum. Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this, you gay? You're trying to copy Andrew Tate, blah, 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 just trying to use him for fame. But now look at him.
Now what? 350,000 followers on Instagram and counting. That is money. He can promote this. he can do that. He's now built he's built an account, and remember, in this day and age, a social media account with that many followers, listen, he could just sell the account to someone and they change the name, suddenly it's a business page, exactly. That's worth money, but he's also built just a brand in that.
Yeah.
People will probably pay, he could, listen,
he could pay promos, he could do promos.
He can fly to a club. He can fly from wherever he is, he can go to England, a club will pay him over £1,000 just to come and just to show up.
Yeah. People
will see, take pictures, he's there, he shares it on his story, more followers, etc., etc. Yeah. So people laughed at that, and then you see what comes of it. Listen,
but he had that vision to do that, obviously. But like I said, people can't comprehend your vision of what you want to do. I think that's really important to remember.
People used to laugh at Cristiano Ronaldo's vision and a plan. Like I don't know if you don't know football as much, but he was a footballer. Then he started doing this. Then he come out with his own boots, then his own boxers. And then now look. He's like one of the biggest, if not, he's the biggest athlete celebrity in the world, 100%. One of the biggest celebrities in the world, other than maybe a few big politicians, whatever. Most followed guy on Instagram. Maybe he didn't picture exactly what didn't picture that.
No, exactly, but he would have had that vision that he's going to do that.
Stand out. All these people on the internet, they had visions. I need to become famous. People were laughing. You're just fame hungry. You're just fame hungry. Well, now you're the most famous, influential guy on the planet. You can make money from it. There's things to do. People need to respect visions and plans. Look, even if I don't like someone, I always say I respect what he's doing, though.
Yeah, if I see somebody working, I don't know, cleaning cars, whatever, you've got to respect that person for doing what he's doing. And do you know what I mean? I don't respect the people that are lazy, that don't do anything. No. But the people that are actually trying, whether it's doing well or not, at least you're trying. I'm not going to laugh at somebody because, I don't know, he's just started a clothing brand or he just started selling socks, for example, and his Instagram's got 20 followers. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to laugh at him. At least he's doing something. What are you doing? You're laughing. You're on an anonymous account. Laughing at him. Commenting shit.
It's crazy. Look, I mean, think about it, right? I could start today. And I know people who've done it. People, when they were younger, they started rubbish removal companies. In a shitty, broken, fucking old as fuck, dirty, rusty van, picking up shit. Like, not poo, but fucking rubbish, sofas, this and that. Then they elevate, get a bigger business.
Exactly.
Now they're fucking rich. They got their own house. They got big money. They got lorries. They got a business worth money. Bank. And they're like 25 years old. Who's laughing now? You have the vision and the plan. Like, there's different paths to take. Maybe you wouldn't take it yourself, but you have to see the vision and where they're going.
The vision.
Yeah, you have to respect the vision, respect the hustle. That's the way it goes.
And a little fact. If you didn't know, bin men, they don't have any training. They just pick it up as they go along.
Listen, I was speaking... Listen, I was actually speaking to a bin man, and this was probably 2 years ago. I was speaking to this bin man, and he was saying, listen, this guy, he was earning £140 a day, and he works 4 hours.
Yeah. Nice.
So, and he's home at like 2. Yeah. He can do whatever he wants.
Exactly.
He could do another job. He could make enough money. This guy could easily make himself, with that hours and the amount of free time he has and the money to put into things or get second jobs or whatever. This guy could be earning grand.
Yeah.
This guy easily could be earning... I mean, he's already earning high money, but he could easily make himself $100K a year man. It's crazy. Like, there's different paths to take.
How much effort do you want to put into yourself as well?
And I'll just say this, not really to do with topic, but it is sad that because he's the bin man, like, almost because he's doing it himself, like, not the guys who own the bins.
Yeah. If
you had some private, I don't know how the bin industry works, right? But because he's picking up the trash, probably doesn't get the respect he deserves. But that's a different conversation.
I want to talk about the news, right? The mainstream news, right? I don't know if you've noticed this, but I don't even read the mainstream news anymore, to be honest with you. I don't really look at news or follow it. It just seems to have a negative impact, put negative thoughts in your head. Everything's finance markets, the economies are collapsing, wars going on. The reality is, I don't listen to any of it, watch any of it, view any news really at all.
No, only Centerpiece UK.
Yeah. But, but that's slightly different. But I just want to say that, like, there's never anything good in the news, I've noticed.
No.
There's never anything happy or positive. It's always somebody's died. Some kids have been murdered somewhere. You know, there's a bomb that's gone off in Iraq, or there's something going on in Ukraine. You know, a couple million people. Why is there never anything positive? Like,
because
what type of energy does this release to people, as well as? Do you see what I'm saying? If you read all this, for example, what type of like energy and stuff does this put into your mind?
They are making negative people.
Yeah.
But
what effect does that have on everybody else? Do you see what I'm saying? That negative thought that I might have might affect my conversation with you. I might be a bit rude to you, for example. Yeah. And you just think, what?
I think there's a couple ways you could
look at
it, and you could speculate this, you could speculate that. Personally, I think it's because they almost want to create these bad times so that when the government steps in saying we can help you with this or we can help you with that,
that makes sense.
Then people are looking for help. People think there's a crisis, and then any little thing that the government says that could be positive, that's what I think at least. You know, people sort of align with that. Say, okay, yeah, we'll follow you. Yeah. Okay, you said shit. Everything's shutting down. Italy, hospitals filled. Okay, we just got to take this quick shot and we're good. Okay, yeah, we'll take that. You know, that's the way I see it. But then also, people have to understand that negative sort of news is a lot more. It's more clickable. It's more people more likely to see.
Say, for example, I don't know, we've just saved 25,000 kids from starving in Africa.
They could,
rather than
they don't.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Rather than saying 70,000 are still starving.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Why don't they say that? And then the reality is, if you read something like that, instantly you feel better. Yeah. Like, oh, that's nice. I'm happy that we're doing good things. But no, it's always sad. It's always making you feel like shit because you're reading that some bombs going off. We're going to war. You know, you're not going to be able to afford a new car because the fucking gas prices have gone up. Why are they making you? Why are they always trying to put that sort of energy and thoughts into you?
And that's the question. Why? We've said this many times. Listen, guys. Me and George always says why. It's just the only question. When you
question everything.
But why has got to be the number one word in the history of man. The idea of, okay, explain it. Just why? Why are you giving us this negativity? And it's all the same. It's all synchronized. They all do it. It's not like we're talking about one specific news
If you search news right now, this is what I've literally just done. I've just searched news on Safari or Google Chrome, whatever. And the top 6 stories are all completely negative. Right? Negative. Iraq says 16 people included, killed, civilians, sorry. US launches airstrike.
Michelle O'Neill.
Okay, so that's not that bad.
Well, it's a girl. It's a girl. It's a girl getting in the position of power. That's bad.
Okay, that is bad. Clapham chemical attack. Do you see what I'm saying?
Paris attack.
Family of something being murdered.
Tribute of mother. Yeah.
Murder, death. It's always bad stuff. Stabbings. Why is it always so negative?
I don't know.
This is why I'm so glad I don't look at mainstream news because I cut it. Why? This is why I cut everything out because I didn't notice it because I don't really get upset about many things. I'm not really that sort of unhappy person. But the reality is you need to realise that will play havoc on your subconscious mind. But you will not even realise it.
Massively.
Especially if you've got kids, you've got family, you're struggling to pay your bills, you're reading all this, everything's going to shit. You think, what is there sort of left to do? It's sort of really dangerous.
This isn't even a new thing. Like,
no, this is what the news has been.
When I was younger, all I used to remember people saying, "Oh, the news is depressing. The news is." This is adults talking. Obviously, I couldn't really comprehend exactly what they meant or were saying, but it was all depressing. Why? Why is it all depressing? Maybe it's all a link so that when they sell us a new Disney movie, we want to see the joy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, this is a question, and I have an answer to a lot of questions. But this is one I really don't know.
I just thought of it now, to be honest.
Why is it so negative? Maybe it's because the world is negative, but I know that there's loads of joy in the world.
My dad, you always used to say this to me. He used to say, it's always harder to be upset than it is to be happy.
Yeah.
It's always harder to be miserable. Do you see what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's a lot harder to be miserable than it is to be. It's the thing
about your face uses more muscles. Your face uses more muscles and energy to pull a frown than a smile.
Yeah, it's a lot harder for me to be miserable to everyone and be rude. Do you know what I mean? I've got to deal with all the aggro, arguing with the waiter because I was rude to her or whatever, a waitress. Sorry, but or actually no, it might not be a waitress. It could be a geezer. Anyway,
a waitress, they them. Away
yeah,
them.
yeah. But yeah, no, like I said, it's a lot easier to be happy. Obviously, some stuff's going to piss you off, but like I said, it's a lot easier to be
weird,
happy.
And I don't know why. And you have to think, because remember, they all have a decision. Like, they could post anything.
Yeah,
they could post the good stuff, the bad stuff. I don't know, but again, I think it just has something to do with they are. And I say they. I always say they. I mean, because these news outlets are working hand in hand with some of the people at the very top, whether you want to call it the system, the elites, the matrix, whatever. And I think they're designing miserable people. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they want you all to fucking kill yourself because the population control. I don't know. I'm just putting theories out there. I genuinely don't know.
Brainstorming.
Someone needs to explain it.
I'd like somebody to explain it to me, what their theory is on why they do that.
I really want someone, and because someone at the top of these like massive, huge corporate news outlets, someone needs to start talking about what they're trying to do with the companies.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't like sure, because it's all getting signed off. You know, a journalist writes this, goes upstairs, they sign it off, goes upstairs, signed off again, up again, signed.
Yeah,
right
and then they release it.
Okay, yeah, just change that bit. That's actually, yeah, okay, he's a he, but we want, he says he's
make
a she.
Him black.
Yeah, make him black and we'll get the story. Oh, cut out the fact that, okay, that school shooter was it wasn't a white person, so let's just cut out that identity. Yeah, put it out on the story. That, why? I want to know the meaning behind these things. And people say it's conspiracy. Like, when you ask the question why, the only logical answers that come to mind is two. Either everything's negative, but we know that's not true because there's so much
positive.
There's not much positivity in the world, or they have a plan. I don't.
Like you said about the depopulation, it could be sort of creating this negative energy, if you like. And imagine it like, because I believe energy is real. I'm not trying to get spiritual or anything, but energy,
like that sort of energy that
if you walk in a room,
I'm not talking about a ghost or your old ancestor from 200 years ago.
No, but you can when you start speaking to someone, everyone's probably done it before. I don't like their vibe or their energy. You can tell, can't you, what they're like or whatever, and you can sort of walk into a room and say, I didn't like that person. You don't know why. You don't know why you've said that. But so why are they creating this negative energy when there's a lot of positivity going on in the world all the time? There's amazing stuff going on. There's people helping people. There's so much good stuff going on. Why are they only showing you the bad bits? And like you were saying about depopulation, it could link to, say for example, you watch the mainstream news and you think the world's going to shit. You hate how the world's going. You hate how the economies are going. You hate that, they're bringing this trans woke agenda into the limelight.
Yeah.
And you hate how much war and conflict's going on. You might decide, maybe I don't really want to bring kids into this world.
Well, that's something I was going to say. Listen, the amount of people I spoke to, and this is like
just
sort of like last.
But the kids are almost the good energy, the happiness, the joy. That needs to be brought back.
I don't see positive stories ever.
No,
like ever. Even think about. And let's see, just so people really understand what we're trying to say. I obviously keep track of all the news, right?
Yep.
But I also keep track of the sports. Well, not like the gay shit like cricket and all that shit, golf. No, football, right? Or fuck rugby as well, but football. No matter what happens, it's always a negative football story. I don't see it's always like, manager under pressure, bad. It's all negative. I don't see fans cheer, they're all happy, little boy met his hero at game. It's like, no, player mouthed at the ref and his futures, the ballot, what's happening with this guy, that guy. Like, even with sports, it's negative. And if it's negative with sports, no wonder when it comes to what's going on around the world, foreign affairs, policies out by the government, it's all negative. Like, every single thing is negative. And the only time they make anything positive, it's something to do with this woke agenda. It's like, okay, first trans teacher wins teacher of the year, some bullshit.
I know.
Government package to fucking some country that we don't care about, the population don't care about, 2 billion. It's actually still negative to us. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've never seen anything positive from the news. Guarantee you, even if fucking England won the World Cup, there'd be a negative. to come from it.
Like, it would be.
It does not matter.
Manager found as a paedophile or something like that. Found with child exploitation.
Exactly.
Exploitation.
The Spain women's team wins the World Cup.
But no, it was all about the manager.
All about the guy. Either he was the manager or the sporting director or whatever of the team, and he kissed the fucking bird.
Let's go into this one, actually. I want to talk about this. Basically, you know when he done that, right? I don't think he should have got penalised as he did. You know, they were jumping up in excitement. Okay, maybe he shouldn't have. He didn't really kiss her, did he?
Well, he just
sort of grabbed her, like, I don't know. I just think it's so. I've heard a lot of people say, he should go to prison, like this and that.
Well, he had to resign. Well, no, he wasn't going to resign. He went on Piers Morgan. He was getting on a stick, and he just thought it's easier for me and my family to just step away.
But he's now penalised for the rest of his life.
He's fucked up forever, right? But here's the thing: do you know how many people in football? If I was to win the World Cup, Harry Kane, whoever the fuck, these English football players, right? Jude Bellingham scores a winner for England and runs into. You think people aren't going to be grabbing him, kissing him on the head? Yeah. Come here, you. I promise you, it is fucking crazy. But because it's a man and a woman, even though I thought women were strong and independent and we were equals, yet when he kisses her, there's an issue.
Yeah.
Right. And again, it takes the Spanish women win the World Cup. Right. The whole thing is negative.
Yeah.
There was no positivity about it at all. And it's fucking crazy. It's ridiculous.
And it's like, you look at, say, for example, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, you might not agree with me on this, but if you were in a pub, for example, we're in a pub or whatever, like, say, for example, you were in a pub 20 years ago and you smacked the girl's ass, like, she's just going to go, fuck off, mate. Do you know what I mean? She's not going to she's not going to then sort of get you in trouble for it. Just see what I'm saying? Or you wolf whistle a girl when she was walking down the road. You're going to say, this is different to him kissing her. But, do you know what I mean? He's doing that out of excitement, out of joy. Yeah, and the reality is, there's just a camera there.
It was almost a compliment. Like, if they had lost horribly and she played badly, he wouldn't have come and kissed her. It was almost like, this is how well you've done. He has to show you this sign of affection. Come here, you. Mwah. It's not like he's bent her over in front of the... You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's crazy. And again, here's the other thing, right? You know what you say about the wolf whistling and this and the slapping of the ass? It always depends on who's doing it.
Yeah.
Right? If some dirty,
fat,
dirty homeless guy goes, oi, sexy, as some woman's walking down the high street...
think he's a creep.
She's going to fucking pepper spray him. Listen, I don't want to sound cocky, but if I say it, I ain't getting pepper sprayed.
You're getting slapped.
Hi. Oh, what's your name? I'm James. Okay, here's my Snapchat. Maybe that's a bit too far, but what I'm saying is it depends, you know? Like, this whole... Like, there has to be some set in stone rules. And it has to kind of favour... And I'm not saying that, a woman can't feel harassed.
Listen, we do not know what he done.
Yeah,
just
you think I ain't getting harassed?
Like, what we've seen.
Yeah, like, but if a woman had done it to him, if a boys' team wins the World Cup, and Jude Bellingham, do you know Jude Bellingham?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know. Jude Bellingham scores a hat-trick in the final, and some fucking girl just kisses him on the... No one's going to make a big deal out of it.
No.
No one makes a big deal. Fucking back in the day when you have Justin Bieber at the fucking Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and you have all these fucking kids, Justin, running out to it. They run out. The security holding a fucking little 13-year-old back. No one gave a fuck. But if it was some girl and you had these blokes running at fucking Taylor Swift, they'd be in the fucking news.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
She'd be on fucking Oprah saying about, men are so bad. I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
Getting told what to say.
I'm scarred for life. I've got PTSD.
And Russell Brand, Andrew Tate, bad people. Oh, Elon Musk now, they're all bad. Listen, they're being fucking told what to say. That Spanish woman, I don't think she was that upset. It was a push. It was a push from those around her.
Like, it all comes back to the media and how they push these negative thoughts. Why are they pushing these negative thoughts?
Yeah, if that was a black guy, they would not have done that.
Oh, no.
It's because he was white. If that was, I know Spanish people have a bit of a tan, but he was white. If that was a black guy or a gay guy, oh, no. If that was a gay guy who fucking kissed that girl, that Spanish, I think it was the Spanish captain, no way would that have got out. No way. No one would have given.
No, it would have just got bomb deleted.
Yeah, no one would have said.
You might have had a little article at the bottom somewhere.
And this is where we talk about the control. Even if she had said, I wasn't comfortable with that, they would have said, we don't give a fuck. We ain't.
Did she come out and say anything? I don't actually know.
I don't know. I don't think. Have a look.
Spanish.
I don't think she did.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she come out and said anything.
Listen, guys, shout out
the Spanish
to Spanish women.
Spanish women.
But shout out to this
Latinas.
whiskey that we're drinking. Listen, it's not bad. It's not bad. Just in case you're wondering, it's Bell's blended Scotch whiskey. And look, this is we got this for the show.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. Listen, they all kind of taste the same. There's not much of a difference. If you're looking for a good bit of whiskey, I suggest you get a bottle of Bell's.
Very nice.
That's what we drink, and we're now the whiskey kings.
In the speech, claimed that she consented to the kiss. It's like this though. I don't understand this as well. You know, people say, "I like consent." Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm gonna say a thing that before you kiss a girl, you don't go, "Oh, can I have your consent?"
No. That would sound weird. I've never said kiss you. Can I kiss you?
And it's like, what the fuck? When you're in bed with a girl, am I allowed to put my peepee in you? Like,
can I touch you?
Is this okay? Am I allowed to flick
this? It's a mood killer.
You don't do it.
Okay, and sometimes you make a mistake. But listen, it was in front of the whole world. It was
exactly. It's not going to be asking about consent, is he? Listen, he probably didn't ask her about consent, but
he was happy. Listen,
did he kiss her on the lips, or was it on the lips?
I think it was on the lips. Yeah, it was on the lips.
But yeah, I just don't believe in what they're saying. Listen, like I said, how many times have you been in the pub, for example, watching the Euro?
It's not like he went like. It's not like he had a hand on the arse like.
And if he was,
literally grabbed. I fucking love you.
Yeah, and if he was going to do anything, let's say heinous against this woman, do you think he'd be doing it in front of the fucking World Cup?
Yeah, let me just do it in front of the whole world.
Yeah,
the final, the most watched game in probably women's history. In front of everyone watches. It's not like he's done it on the side. He done it when he knows the camera.
He's not going to do it.
If you've been in a stadium, right? You have to think about how it's like in a stadium, right? Everyone's looking at you, but there's also cameras that are on you. There's a camera this far away from us. You think he didn't know he was being recorded? It's like he knew that.
It's just a moment of happiness.
There's a camera guy like that to the side of him.
On his head.
He ain't doing no malicious shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And it's not like he gets... They just pressure. Oh, okay, I'll resign. Okay? If it was a woman who done that, they never would have said anything.
She testified to the court that the kiss was not consensual.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
like
shout out to Spanish manager. We'll have you on here. Come on the show. We'll have a whiskey.
Was he the manager or was he the sporting director?
I'm not too sure what he was, to be honest with
you. I'm not sure what he was.
Whatever he was.
Yeah.
Shout out you.
That's him there, the bald guy.
Yes.
Luis Rubuelas. Rubuelas.
Spanish.
Shout out to you.
Shout out the Latinas as well.
Yes. Shout out to the Latinas.
Right, what else can we get into?
Well, look, I was thinking about, when we were talking about the self-control type of thing?
Yes, yeah.
I was thinking about how, a lot of people are struggling with self-control. And I said about building a team. We said about how you need a team, you need these people around you. And I want to just quickly touch on the whole idea of self-control and how it's all a mindset. And a lot of you guys have convinced yourself that you are so weak that you don't have control over your decision-making. And a lot of people watching this are probably stoners, druggies. Whether I'm not saying you live on the streets, but you do drugs on the weekend, you do this, you do that,
drink too much.
I mean, we're drinking
now, but that don't count.
We're dropping wisdom. It's cool. Like, some of you guys really need to go home and fucking stay there for like fucking a year. Just stay inside and just stop all the bullshit. Like, a lot of you guys are taking it a bit too far. A lot of you guys can't be trusted to go for a fucking curry without getting on some drugs and getting on a bender.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you really need to
look at the bigger picture.
You need to have control.
What you're doing to yourself.
You need to have control. A lot of you guys are convinced you've been lied to The same way, and listen, women have been lied to, but a lot of men have been lied to that I can spend my 20s partying, doing this, doing that. I'll go out, I'll get on the drugs, and when I'm 27, 28, 29, I'll sort it out. No, trust me, by that time it will be too late, because let me tell you something. People will judge you, and like we said at the beginning of the episode, about you have to, you know you don't want people to give a fuck, like don't give a fuck about what people say.
Yep.
But sometimes they're going to be right, and you need to make sure people can actually trust you to a certain point.
Yeah, you need to. Where we're saying don't give a fuck what people say, if there's people close around to you saying something to you, take their advice, generally because they're trying to help you. They're trying to benefit you. If your friend's telling you, look, mate, you're looking a bit fat, get in the gym, then listen to him. It's not, don't say, fuck you, I'm not listening to you.
Do it. Like, some of you guys, like, you have zero self-control. Like, you can't even, every week you tell yourself, I'm never doing drugs again. You go out and you're on something. Some of you go, I'm going to give up vapes. You can't even give up vapes. You understand?
Vapes are weird.
And let's talk about vapes.
Yeah, let's get
vapes. Disposable vapes are being banned in the UK by Rishi Sunak. Some people, and me myself, I think that, I'm not saying they should be banned.
I've never smoked a vape.
I've never smoked vapes, they're gay. But some people saying, oh, well, you know, he's taking it too far, it's control. Look, you should be happy that he's banning vapes, okay? Because vapes are fucking gay.
Yeah, they
are
gay.
Sorry to say it.
No, they are very
Sorry
gay.
to the fucking homos watching the show, but they are fucking gay. What do you think?
No, I just think they're weird. Like I know it. Like I said, I think I smoke personally. I'm going to tell you, but I think smoking is actually better for you.
Smoke tobacco like a fucking man.
I think smoking's actually better for you than vaping. Like I genuinely believe that. I'll have, like, say for example, I've had a toke on my mate's vape, right? I'll have a little go on it, you know, maybe I've had a drink or whatever, and he goes, try this, it was fucking pineapple sponge or whatever, whatever it is. Yeah, you try it. I'm like that, and I'm start coughing my fucking guts up, like I'm dying.
Listen, vape is for women and children, okay? It's not for men. If you are a man and you are over the age of, fuck it, I'm going to say 17.
No, if you're a fucking man, bro.
If you're a boy, if you're a male, right, and you're over the age of fucking 11, don't smoke vapes. You look like a kid. You've got a little tiny. Instead. Let me get a Lost Mary.
Yeah,
a pineapple sponge. What the fuck? What are you doing? Be a man and get some fucking tobacco in you.
And tobacco's not even that bad.
Burn it with flame. You need if you're gonna breathe out fucking smoke. Don't let me get this liquid and it turns into vapor. No, grab tobacco, ignite it with fire. With fire and create real smoke. Like your body needs to be a chimney, like a man. A fucking chimney. Listen, I am sick and tired of it, okay? People in the clubs, listen, anyone who's been away lately or to the clubs or on holiday, you've been to Ibiza or whatever, listen, go to these clubs, right? All you see, you got boys dancing. Their vape, their vape is becoming part of their dance, okay? I see, I went in Ibiza not long ago. All you see is guys with dancing with it's gay. You are a homo, and no girl ever saw a man with a vape and thought, "Yeah, let me get some of that." No, no. She sees a man with a fucking pack of cigarettes or a cigar like a man. So let me get some of that.
Cigarettes are good. Start smoking. They turn you into a man. Anyway, Elon Musk has just implanted the first Neuralink chip into a person's brain, I believe. I want to ask this to the audience as well as you, James. Would you have the implant chip, for example? Would you have it? If he come to you and he said, James, look, I really like your podcast. I want to put this chip in your mind. They're going to make you extra smart. Would you have it? Would you decide to do that?
Well, listen, there's two ways to look at it. To answer the question straight away, today, no. In 10 years, would probably, or 20, more than likely be a yes. The reality is, I know exactly how this is going to go.
So do I.
Eventually, it's going. If you don't, it will be like having a phone. If you don't have it, you will be behind.
Yeah.
You will be. I don't know if that's what you think, but personally, you will be so far behind. You will be like a fucking old guy who's writing letters still. Yeah. And I'm sat there with a smartphone. Like you just can't keep up.
2 weeks to send a message.
You will not be able to keep up, and it's just the way the human race is going. Back in the day, people didn't want to get. There would have been some people who said, "I'm not getting cars." No, fuck that. I'm not trusting that.
Yeah.
Now you need a car. I'm not getting the internet. Fuck that. Now you need no. Before that, I'm just gonna have my normal 3 channel. I'm gonna have BBC, ITV, and fucking Channel 4. Now you needed all of them. Then it expanded. You needed a phone. Then you needed an iPhone. Then you needed a laptop. Then you needed Insta. It's like having no Instagram.
Yeah.
You know, at a certain point, at the beginning, it's easy to say, no, I'm me, I can still do it. I don't need Instagram. I don't need Facebook. I don't need fucking WhatsApp, whatever the fuck. I've got my phone and that's it. No, you need everything to... You need to utilize all of the tools around you. You need it. I just can't see... Like, it's scary, but the fact that Elon Musk is behind it gives me a little bit more faith in it, in the fact that he doesn't seem to fail on any of the... I mean, unless I've not seen it. I mean, you know, he started... I believe it was called... I can't remember what it was. Something. It was like PayX, and then it became PayPal. Yeah. That's still going. Obviously, he bought out of that, but he's started that. Obviously, Tesla, successful. He's successful. SpaceX, like everything he's doing seems to do well. So I have faith in it. But right now, no.
The reality is, though, I don't know. I just think that it's one of them things. Like you said, you are very right in if you have it, then or you don't have it, for example, it's going to be one of them things like this person's got it, now he's doing better than me. Okay, or this famous person's got it, now I'm going to get it because he's had it. Do you see what I'm saying? Or Andrew Tate's got this fucking brain chip, so no, I'm going to get it. Whatever. But the reality is, it's sort of, in my opinion, it sort of takes away from the conscious mind. Then if they connect your brain to AI.
You want... Like, I love being
able to think. They can then program how you think. So all your thoughts that you have, all these great ideas that James Taylor has, like start a podcast,
loads of them, by the way.
Drink whiskey, centerpiece, whatever. All these thoughts can then be changed to then, right, okay, James, you've got to now start fucking cleaning cars or whatever. They can then program these thoughts into your mind. That's where I'm a bit like, okay, so and what becomes real then? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's the thing. And then you would be like banking on the fact that it doesn't get corrupted.
Yeah.
Like,
and the reality is...
You can't be 100% sure. And when it comes to, okay, you can buy all these things. Okay, Apple. You can buy this fucking laptop. HP. Shout out HP, by the way. They just got the Real Madrid contract. HP's going to, in terms of laptops, they're going to go right up. They're going to be competing with Apple. But, okay, if all of this stuff starts getting corrupted and this and that, well, you can just throw it away. If it's in your brain, I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I'm also worrying about, like, it makes me think about, like, my grandkids.
Yeah.
What they'll be dealing with. You know, I don't know.
Because we'll see it in our life, definitely.
It's such a hard...
topic to discuss.
You can't say. I mean, you can. I did just say right now, no way, nothing's going to my brain. But in 30 years, you don't like. Things could change. And like I said, it's the reality is like, say for example, you've never drunk alcohol before. You never know what alcohol is like. Okay, so you always sort of have this perception in your mind of what it's like to be drunk. Right, it's going to be the same with this chip in your brain. Everyone's going to say it's really good. But the reality is, you don't know what it's like until you've had it. So it's sort of like that questioning of your mind, but you don't know what they've been programmed to believe now because they've had that chip. Like, exactly. You need to... I think... Here's what I say. But then you wouldn't even be able to trust it, but let's just run with this idea. If the people... Let's say... I mean, it's Elon Musk, right? But obviously, it's not just him. There's obviously a huge team, you know, who are making this, who are designing everything. If they're all taking it, maybe. But then again, who knows that they've got the same thing that we've got? Like, you don't know. It's so crazy to think, but I'm just thinking, like, if your thoughts, like, how valuable could you be? And how would the economy change? Like, for example, if everything in your phone, and I'm not saying that's what
is in your mind,
but if everything in your phone, if the Google search was in your mind, and you were one of the first people to have it, you would be the man, like, you could change your life. You could be so impactful on everything you did, you would instantly know how to do anything. But it would be like that film Limitless. That's what we're talking. But then again, is that how it works? would it be like that? Would you then have to think, or would you then? It's like, you know, like now.
Yep.
Your brain tells your arm to move, boom, boom, shake, high, whatever. But it's subconscious. So would it be the same with this chip? Would I suddenly know how to install a fucking toilet? I don't know. The things I don't know. Okay, I personally don't know how to take apart an engine and put it back together. Would I then know how to do that?
Yeah.
Because of the chip? I don't know.
What does it bring for people? That's what I want.
Yeah, but there's people speculate, and I think it was Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, who was saying that what he thinks is going to happen. Obviously, he knows Elon. I don't know how much they've actually discussed in length about it, but he seems to think, which is probably why I said what I said, because, you know, I heard him say that, and I sort of believed it in a way. Like, he seems to think that the first people to get it, who have the act like, not like these guinea pigs, but people who first start to get it when it's fully developed, boom, they will just smash everything. They will kill the game. They will get money. They will be smart. They will build up.
But do you believe that he's building that perception because he's good friends with Elon? Do you see what I'm saying?
It all comes to do with trust. It's all to do with trust. Like we said at the beginning of the conversation about your team being trustworthy. Can you trust people who are outside your team?
There's always that saying, though, you can only trust yourself.
Exactly. You can only trust yourself. Look, for example, if you were coming up with this thing and you said it was this and you said it was safe, I might look at it differently.
Yeah.
But I don't know Elon.
He is the richest man in the world, so he has everything.
He's the richest man in the world.
So he just wants power now, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably. It's hard to say. Like,
it's very hard. Unless you sat down and spoke with him, it would be.
It's hard to say. Listen, Elon, you'll have to come on this show. You have to talk to us in depth about it. But then again, listen, if someone was trying to explain to me in depth how this works, would I really be able to understand it? I don't know.
Completely.
Probably not. I can't. You know, if you start talking about these phrases and it does this and that,
coming out with words you don't even know.
I'm not an electrical engineer / scientist / neurologist, etc. I don't know how the brain works in that way. Okay, so it's difficult.
But we're interested to learn. So if there's anybody out there that does know anything about that,
exactly,
give us a message. We'd love to
give us a message. Look, come on the show.
Yeah. If you're still listening to this, come on the show. Talk to us about your story. If you've got a story, if you've got interesting theories, maybe you agree with some of the stuff me and James are saying.
If you disagree,
if you disagree,
listen, you come on a debate. I'm up for any debate on any topic.
Love to talk to some people that want to speak. It'd be excellent, to be honest. We've got. I'm just going to say this to you. If you are listening, we have got an interview coming up.
Yep.
Should we tell them?
We can tell them.
Yeah. Okay. So we got an
bit of an insight.
Bit of an insight. We've got an interview coming up next week with an American mobster. He is verified. We've got loads of information, and it should be a really good, good episode.
There's a bit of planning going into the episode. We had to obviously make sure we had to vet the guy, make sure that he's legit.
Yeah.
Without also making it without getting into a bit of a rough waters in terms of incriminating him.
Yeah.
Obviously, listen, we ain't gonna get the guy in trouble, but he's going to come on, he's going to tell his story. It's going to be good. Okay, you're going to see some promo for that very soon.
Yeah, no, so that'll be really good. So make sure you tune in for that.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, cheers to that as well. But yeah, no, definitely.
But look, another thing I want to talk about quick.
Go for it.
Like you read on when we looked up the sort of the news, we were talking about how it's all negative. So there was you read out an article, and it was about I believe her name's Britannia Gray. Okay, 16-year-old woman, 16-year-old girl, I guess. It's a girl, really.
Yeah.
Listen, she was murdered by these two people, two young, I think they were teenagers too. They were like named and shamed. And I was thinking about sort of like the death penalty. And, you know, a lot of people saying these people should be killed. And obviously, look, like, for example, people don't talk about the death penalty too much. For example, if I just murdered some random 40-year-old, people will call me a killer. But if I killed a 5-year-old, they might say that I need to be killed.
Yeah.
You know, it depends. And this, where she was 16, she's still a child, really. I mean, she's old enough to get married, but she's under 18. She's a minor.
Do you want to explain the story a little bit?
I know the story a little bit, I believe.
Or just a brief overview.
She was killed. She was a young girl. She was killed by a couple.
Yep.
Right? So I believe it was a boyfriend and girlfriend. They killed her. There was sad footage. There was footage released. Okay. It was by Sky News, and listen, it's footage, so okay, we can. This is the one time we can accept Sky News. Right? She left the house, seen on the Ring doorbell. It's really sad, like a nice, cute little girl, glasses. Like in all the pictures I've seen of her, she's smiling. You know, it's a sad thing that's happened, right? And we'll just give you a bit more detail, right? So the name, two, that's her, Britannia Gray. I don't know if it's gay. Her name's gay.
Gay, yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, they were, you know,
so two people, 16-year-old killed her.
which is sad.
It's really sad that they're so young.
They were 15.
Were just 15 when they took.
They stabbed her 28 times with a hunting knife. Look, that is awful.
At that age as well, you just think, how disgusting is that?
A young girl, like, listen, that's terrible.
What young girl could do anything so? What did she do? Cheat?
I don't know what she did.
Did she sleep?
Like, whether, obviously, there's going to be speculation. I don't know, but here's the thing.
It's terribly sad.
Some people saying they should be killed, and look, I mean, listen, they've been proven beyond reasonable doubt.
But they're still young as well.
They're still young, but I just wanted to ask you and anyone watching this, you know, think about it. What are your thoughts on the death penalty? And because there's obviously a pro, you know, you've got some guy who's, you know, touching kids, proven beyond it. He admits it. Yeah, we should kill him, I think. But what do you think about the death penalty as a whole? And do you think it could be brought back into the UK?
I think that the death penalty should be brought back for people that commit crimes against women and children.
Yeah.
Listen,
but they won't call us a sexist for specifically saying women. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I just want to say that. Go ahead.
But no, so I think that if you've been proven and you're guilty of, you know, indecent images, because basically with child pornography, if you don't know, it's categorized in like 1 to 5. 1 being like not that bad, like taking a photo of your kid in the bath, and 5 is like disgusting stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's quite big.
So. Yeah, so that's like you should be going to prison, basically.
Yeah.
I think if you're caught with, you know, indecent images of children in that category, you know, no matter how many images it is, I think you should not death penalty, but at least get 15 years in prison, at least minimum, or at least 5 years for every image you're caught with.
Yeah, I
think that's fair enough. Fair, yeah. But yeah, like I said, they are the most heinous crimes. These people that do these crimes against kids.
Yeah, kids especially.
This is disgusting. It is, and the reality is, I was listening to a podcast the other day about James English was talking with somebody. Shout out James English. He was talking to a person who that was involved in the Madeleine McCann case, and he was saying basically, this person, he worked for the Met Police in the UK.
Yeah,
and he was saying the last 5 prime ministers in the UK. They all have PAs, which they're not personal assistants. They're like policy advisors, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, he was saying that the last 5 PAs of the prime ministers were literally all had some sort of conviction with child pornography or child explicit cases.
So they're they're trying to ease up the policies on these people. Yeah, because they're part of it.
Because they're part of it. They're all part of it. It's like, I don't know if you actually know, you might know this, but you know Ronnie and Reggie Cray?
Yeah.
They used to pimp out young boys to these prime ministers and politicians. They used to give them young boys and stuff to, you know, they'd video it and stuff and bribe them. Bribe them so they didn't go to prison, these judges, etc. They used to pimp out, and they used to touch young boys as well.
Well, Ronnie was definitely bumming young boys.
They were both. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to upset anyone, but yeah, no, this is true. They were touching young kids as well. But yeah, it's disgusting. And the reality is, I think it's coming back to the capital punishment. I believe that these people, you can't sort of change your mind. If you like kids, you can't, there's no rehabilitation to go through to say, I don't like kids anymore.
No, and
just see what I'm saying.
It's almost, once you've done it, it's almost like, in my opinion,
that's it.
It's almost too late. Like, it doesn't matter
what you say or what you do.
But it's the same with it, for example, right? If a friend steals money from me or snakes me, it's like, okay, maybe in 5 years maybe you would never do that again, but it's too late. I'm not going to be friends with you again.
You still remember it.
And when it comes to taking these people out of society,
you
bummed. Let's talk about America. You bummed a kid. It sounds funny, but it's like you raped a kid or you raped this woman. Like, Or even if you raped a man, it's like, you've done that. Sorry, it's too late. Like, that's it. You can't come back.
Locked up or fucking...
And this is the thing.
You can't accidentally do it.
Why
it's not like you can fall over
exactly.
and just accidentally rape
exactly. Right? You can't. And it's like, well, okay, why should we spend all this tax money feeding you, giving you hot water and heating in a prison cell, and paying staff to watch over you in a prison cell?
In a protected prison.
Yeah, in a protected prison, and then also protecting you from all the other inmates, especially in the UK, keeping you on a separate wing to all the other inmates so they don't hurt you. Maybe it's time for you to go. We should give you the electric. Listen, fuck the electric. Just give him a bullet to the head. I don't understand this idea of the electric.
Yeah,
chair. Maybe it's because you should just pull in the lever. I don't know, but then again, with the way the world's going now, because here's what I think, right? Let's say they bring the death penalty, right? Let's say me and you have this show. We start talking too much. We start pissing off. Whether you call it, like I said before, whether you call it the system, the elites, the matrix, whatever, we piss them off enough, well, then they start accusing us of stuff. They start paying 10 mil to some girl to say to a jury that we've done some bad shit, and then they kill us. I don't know. Like, that's the only thing I have when it comes to the death penalty, is that
there needs to be reasonable doubt.
If one person gets
beyond
killed,
reasonable doubt.
Yeah, like one person gets convicted beyond reasonable doubt, but then it comes out that it was all fake or it was a mistake. Well, then it's all thrown out the window. So I don't know how it would work. I don't know. It's a conversation. That's why I brought it up, because anyone watching this, that's maybe a conversation you should be having with people, or just thinking about, like, at what point is the death penalty worth it? You know, and remember, forget about the fact whether you dislike someone. You may hate Russell Brand, you may hate Andrew Tate, you may hate Donald Trump, but are they actually rapists? Would you let them get killed if you didn't know for sure?
No.
I don't know.
It should be fair, and they should be, like I said, beyond reasonable doubt. You can do what they call the polygraphs.
The polygraphs.
But the polygraph test. But the thing is, I think they're not allowed to use them in court.
No, because you could fake them.
But the thing is, can you fake them? Like, let's think about it. Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah,
right?
Jeremy Kyle show,
They used it all the time.
Everyone was proven right. Everyone said they swore blind it was fake. They come back. Real.
Yeah, but the thing is, surely if it was, say it wasn't real and they didn't know it, like, couldn't they sue Jeremy Kyle's show?
Well, yeah, they probably could sue him for public defamation.
Do you see what I'm saying? Couldn't they sue them and say, hang on a minute?
Because you know what?
So I think
Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard for, was it defamation? Defamation, right? So if you were on Jeremy Kyle, but then you probably have to sign something beforehand. Jeremy Kyle wouldn't have been stupid. Then ITV aren't done when it comes to that. But yeah, listen. I don't know. But then again, listen. The whole idea with the lie detector test, the polygraph test, all that is, and that's why in court, or police may ask you to take a polygraph test, but they can't just use that.
No, they can't use that.
If they're trying to do a conspiracy, which means conspiracy, if I'm not mistaken, means all you have to do is convince the court and jury. You don't have to have actual evidence. You can just convince them. Say, look, this is what this guy's done. It's a conspiracy. We're saying we think this is what happened. Yeah. We need you guys to believe us. You could do that with the polygraph test, but when it comes to murderers, I don't think, because it's all to do with your nerves and your breathing, and
I think it's to do with, I don't know.
It's to do with like your muscles twitching. Because listen, this is something to look into. Again, I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, what you need to realise, if they bring in the polygraph test, right, if they bring it in, this is just my thoughts. If they bring it in, they sort of have a direct answer, yes or no. You know,
it's to do with heart rate.
Changes in heart rate, blood pressure.
But like, then again, then someone can always say, "Well, you were questioning me. My life is in the balance of this test. I was nervous." You know, I don't know.
But they must be pretty accurate nowadays.
Listen,
but the thing is, the reality is,
the people who do them swear blind.
No, the reality is, all these people that go through court systems, let's say paedophiles, for example, and these kids that get abused and stuff, they are almost like cash cows for the whole of the justice system, etc. Right? You need to think about it. They go through a system, they get put in a home. Yeah. What does the home get paid? The home gets paid by the government.
Yeah.
Okay, then what happens? Then they got to go to court to talk about the paedophile, whatever. They go to court. What do you have to do? You have to pay for the lawyers, pay for the solicitors, etc. They are like a cash cow. They don't want to, like, they don't really need to get rid of all. This is such a big money spinner that people don't realise. And like 100%. I said, the juries and stuff, they need the money, don't they? Everyone, it's all about money and power.
Yeah, 100%. And again, this is why I say it's like I can't say if someone said to me, James, you are in charge. Should people get the death penalty? Right now, if someone said that to me now, I'd probably say no, because the chances of the mistakes and the corruption and this and I mean, we all saw the Green. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the Green Mile with the big black guy?
Yeah. No, I have seen it. Yeah,
he was not. He didn't do not, and they killed powers, exactly. Like there comes a point where there could always be mistakes, and that's why even the people who say themselves, okay, we should kill. Okay, this guy admitted to raping this kid. Yep. This guy admitted to trafficking these children and selling them to fucking predators.
Should be murdered. We
think he should be killed.
Capital punishment.
At the same time, we can't. Listen, the law is a tricky thing because
it's very tricky.
That's why you have the lawyers, right? Because a lawyer will say, "Well, hang on a minute. This isn't this," because if you make a law, it means it's set in stone. Well, unless you're obviously an elitist, they can, you know, if you're Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, his son, they can get away with anything. But the lawyer will say, well, hang on a minute, you didn't prove this, you didn't prove that, he didn't admit it. And then, listen, if someone knows they're going to be killed, well, then they just won't admit it. And if you don't admit it, then is it beyond reasonable doubt? And then with all the technological advances coming in, with the AI, with the fake, like you could fake a voice note of admission. You could, it's going to be harder and harder.
Like clips of people.
Evidence is going to be so corrupt. I'm convinced.
Deep
and
fakes.
This is deep fake. I am convinced that in 20, 30 years, the only evidence you will have is a full admission. That I am convinced. Like other than that, unless you fully admit, you say I did this. Or
everything's chucked out the window.
Everything's going to be chucked out the window because you'll say it's fake. Yeah. Because listen, things are fake. You said the fake. There was fake audio of Joe Rogan. It was. It sounded like
exactly
it
like
was
him.
unbelievable. If he said it was real, you'd have just said it was real, even though it was fake. Like you've seen the fake AI, the AI fires, the AI boats getting exploded, the AI porn stars and OnlyFans.
I've seen them. They look like actual people.
They look. It's so detailed and so incredibly.
And it's only going to get better.
Well, and exactly like I said before, like we said about the Neuralink in 20, 30 years, like how much these things are going to improve. I see that the court system or whatever, unless it's DNA, which even DNA might be able to get faked. I don't know. I don't know. So the death penalty, it's one of them where I see an evil. Like evil people killing kids, harming women and children, or even
they
men,
deserve it though. Don't
I
they?
think to myself, these people should be killed. But then again, I think, well, there's always that tiny chance that political power comes into play. Like, listen, if they could do it, they
Prince Andrew, though.
Yeah, Prince Andrew. I don't know because he could probably get justified for being killed.
The thing is, though, right? This is what I've always thought about. So we've got a hierarchy in the system at the minute. So me and you, we have to follow the laws, follow the police, whatever. Okay, and then you get to the people like the government. They don't have a hierarchy. Do you see what I'm saying? No. It's like an anarchy. They don't have a hierarchy. No. Who did they have to follow laws for? Like the royal family, for example. Who tells them that, hang on a minute, you're doing something wrong? No. Nobody.
That's why when it comes to power,
they actually can do whatever they want.
The conversations, there's so much to be said about who do they answer to. Like, for example,
because we have a hierarchy.
The President of the United States can pardon himself, right? So if that's why, like you talk about Donald Trump, if he was to get arrested, if he could go to prison, he could still win the election. Then he can just pardon himself and say, "Well, I'm in charge. I'm the executive chief of this country. I'm walking guilty, out of this prison. Yeah. I'm in charge now. No one can say anything." So, but then you also have the fact, like, okay, if you are in charge, for example, Joe Biden, who's he answering to?
This is what I'm saying. But
who do they answer to? There's always someone at the top. And that's why
hierarchy for them.
That's why there's always going to be wars. There's always going to be listen. Civilization as a whole is such a complex issue, and there's so many things that you have to think about, and that's why you have democracies. And then you had, back in the day, you had the king. Like, it's easy. Dictatorship. Okay, fuck it. No, I'm in charge. That's it. No one else is in charge.
You do what you're
it doesn't work.
Told.
No one's listening. All you have over generations, over centuries, you have, okay, we all agree that we vote. We all agree in the democracy. We vote for this guy to be in charge. Listen, this is why people, and that's why people have always had an issue with elitists, the system. You want to call it the matrix, the kings, whoever, the president. Like, systems of power are so easily corruptible, and it's crazy. That's why politicians are known for lying. They just try to come across as likable, so people trust them. Yeah, everyone lies, except us on this show.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay, so listen, guys. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to this channel.
Yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share it with your friends if you like our content. Right, should we get into some comments we're going to get into some comments on some videos that we've posted, on TikTok, YouTube, etc. Some of the shorts and stuff. We're going to read out some of the comments and we're going to talk about them a little bit. I think it'll be quite interesting. Yeah. Something slightly different as well. So we'll get into the first comment. Some of them are hate comments. Some of them are not that good. But anyway, first comment. This is from somebody called like username or whatever. Anyway. You boys are so poor, you only have one camera. Have you got anything to say to that, James?
Well, how many cameras do you want us to have? What are you talking about? Like, what you want? We're sat side by side. Do you want a view here, then there, then something? No. Listen, you guys are crazy.
And also, I clicked on this person's profile, whoever it was, I can't remember.
Is this the username?
Yeah, I think. Anyway, I clicked on his profile, and he's telling us we're poor, right? Bearing in mind, this is a fucking iPhone 14 on the camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, clicked on his profile. What was his profile? Him taking a photo, a selfie of him with a fucking Android.
With an Android. Fuck you. Listen, this same guy, I promise. Listen, guys. So I see him on the comments, right? And listen, I appreciate the comments. So I was saying on the comments. And he commented, so I messaged him personally. I said,
and bearing in mind, he scrolled through all our videos.
Yeah, he scrolled through all the videos.
So and he was looking at them.
I said, right, so this is, look, I'm showing you the conversation. I said, thanks for commenting on my podcast, brother. Appreciate it. He then says,
comment.
He says, shut up, man. Right? I was dying. I was genuinely laughing. And then I just put follow, right? I just said follow. And then he's like, I bet you two kiss each other after recording each video. And then he goes, melts. He says melts. Can you see that? You probably can't see it. He reckons it melts. I thought, oh my God. And then I just said, watch the full video, the full YouTube video, and then he ignored it. Right, but it's just funny.
This is where it comes into play about us talking about people hating on you. He's a random person. We don't know him. Like a complete random on the internet. Don't know him. And he's taken that... he's ugly. He's got an Android. Anyway, he's upset. He's taken the time out of his day to go and message me and James, comment on our videos, view all our videos. And he's taken that much energy and time to... That's frustrated him that much for him to do that. And it's fucking crazy. I've watched videos that I fucking hate. And I've never thought I'm going to comment on that. I've never thought I'm going to comment on that and abuse that person.
No, right? I've never commented and abused the guy. And even so, then the guy messaged me. Listen, I messaged this guy all night. I literally said, I called him brother.
Yeah.
I didn't say brother. Listen, I spelled it in a different way. I put BRUVA. So like brother, rather than brother as in we're related. But brother, it's like friend, mate, pal, buddy, whatever. And then he's like, bet you two kiss each other. Then he reckons melts. I thought, listen, I think it's funny.
Yeah,
I think it's
hilarious.
But it does sort of expose, like, this guy's fucking pissed off. I don't know why.
Why is he pissed off?
The video wasn't
He's probably
even bad.
vaccinated, maybe. I don't know.
He's upset.
Anyway, another one. So this is a video we posted on about biological men in women's sports, okay? And I read this comment and I thought this was really weird, okay? Anyway, this woman, I think it was a woman, anyway, I can't remember. It was a funny looking thing. But anyway. And the comment was, don't you think you should leave it to women to argue? But let's really dissect this. So the video was on. The video was literally on transgender men, which are men biologically, XY chromosome.
Transgender women.
Transgender women, yes.
Yeah,
sorry,
transgender women, which are men.
Which are men. That's what I was getting at. Anyway.
If it's trans, whatever, what it really means is the complete and
opposite. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, how is it to do with just the women? No. Why should the women have to fight for it when a man with the fucking different chromosomes is competing in that sport?
Because, and it's funny because, okay, if it was different, let's say it was on the street and a man attacked a woman, would she be saying, "Oh, let's leave it to the woman to protect her"? No, you'd be saying, "You go."
Don't fucking help.
If a man attacked a woman and us as men just watched, then that same fucking bitch, sorry, but you're a bitch, right? She'd be saying, "You didn't help us. You didn't stand up for us.
Why didn't you help me?"
It's fucking retarded. And if that was the way things would work, well then how would civilization... So you're telling me, let's just roll with our theory.
But it's 50-50.
So your theory, random woman is...
I don't know the username.
Only women can comment on women's issues. Even though this is a man and women issue because it's a man versus women. But let's just roll with your theory. Only women can comment on women's issues. Okay, fine. Only men can comment on men's issues. How about that? So women have no say on all the things that men have only to do with. Women can't talk about electricity. Women can't talk about oil rings. Women can't talk about plumbing. Women can't talk about nothing, money, and all of that shit. No. Are you fucking mentally retarded?
No, definitely.
Fucking retard. I'm drinking because of you. Understand
You can't comment on it though because we are men.
You can't comment on this, but you can't comment on this show because we're men. Okay?
There you go. It's settled. Somebody commented on that same post as well. Cancerous podcast, boys.
Cancerous?
Cancerous. I think that's quite strong, to be honest with you.
It's quite a strong word.
Quite a strong comment.
Cancerous.
Yeah, that's really strong. Like, and I think it's a really strong comment.
You got me. James Taylor and George Charles, they're cancerous because they started speaking fucking facts with a glass of whiskey. That's definitely the same as fucking tumours that kill people every fucking day.
Yeah, and also, like I said, it wasn't like a deep topic. It was literally about men competing in women's sports.
Cancerous. Listen, let me tell you.
He's the type of man to go beat up a man, a woman.
You are a fucking mouthpiece for the left-wing ideologues. Do you understand me? You are listen, that is the definition of a fucking errand boy for the left. Okay? An errand boy sent by fucking radical leftists trying to push their extreme ideology onto us. That's what you are. That's why you say we're cancerous. They throw these words out, cancerous, which is a strong fucking word.
No, it is a strong word.
They throw the words out, racist, strong word. Fucking homophobic, strong word. Anyone who they disagree with, oh, he's cancerous, he's toxic, he's this, they're that.
Because we have a different opinion.
No, we just have fucking different opinions to you, and if you really believed in free speech or any kind of fucking free dialogue or freedom of expression, you'd let us say what we want to say. You want to disagree, that's fine. But notice how they didn't give any argument. They didn't say, actually, no, I disagree with you because of X, Y, and Z. They said, no, you are cancerous. Fuck you.
And also, all these people, they have like username 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You haven't got a profile pic because you're fat, ugly nerd.
Show me who you are.
Yeah, you're a fat, ugly nerd.
Seriously,
probably.
This is the thing. This is what they do. They call you a name and they don't explain any of it.
No,
I don't do that. I always say people are mentally retarded. If I say you're mentally retarded, I give you an in-depth explanation as to why.
Theory.
I tell you in detail why you're mentally retarded. I say you're mentally retarded because you didn't take this into consideration, you ignored that, and you're pushing this agenda, and also you're not rooted in reality. They just say you're cancerous, and said it twice. Cancerous podcast. No. I appreciate you watching, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for scrolling through all our videos, putting the
and
likes up.
Thanks to everyone watching this. We really
appreciate everything.
Okay? Really appreciate it.
Right, you got anything else you want to touch on, or?
No, listen, I think we've done enough. I think we've done enough. Okay, I'm going to close these laptops, and what I want to do is I want to quickly plug, our social medias. They're all going to be in the description, right? But make sure you're following the Whiskey and Wisdom podcast on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay,
make sure you're following this man here. This is George Charles with 3 S's on the end of Charles on Instagram.
Yeah.
Make sure you're following Centerpiece UK, which is a media page, which I run personally. That's centerpiece_UK on Instagram. And make sure you're following my also Rumble page, which is my personal show, which is also under the centerpiece_UK on Rumble. Rumble is a top streaming platform. Listen, they've got Barstool Sports only on Rumble. Everyone knows Barstool Sports. They've got the Power Slap by UFC. They've got UFC streaming on there. They've got Russell Brand only. They've got the Tate Brothers on there only. Huge streaming platform. Make sure you're following, and I appreciate you very, very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you made it to the end of the video. Really appreciate all the feedback we're getting. Like I said, we've got a lot of big things coming, and it will be really interesting. Like I said, I hope you enjoy the next couple episodes. It should be really good.
Make sure you're locked in for the interview with the mobster. We'll be promoting it.
Yeah.
If you're following us on Instagram, you'll see it. You'll see.
Yeah. We'll put it on our main socials.
Listen, join the Telegram group. We've got a load of things coming.
Yeah,
and we've got a
Telegram group as well.
We're trying to elevate, and we want you to elevate with us.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it.
Get in the Telegram. Say, for example, I don't know, maybe you wake up on a Monday morning, you haven't got much motivation, right? Monday mornings, Tuesday mornings, Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings. Me and James, we're up. We're working, okay? We will literally give you your motivation that you need. That you imagine you wake up, you have your coffee. You have your coffee, you think, fucking hell, I feel so much better now.
Yep.
That is literally what we're trying to give you.
Yep.
And it's completely free.
It's a power
by the way. It's a power up.
It's free. It's power up.
It's a message from us to you.
Yeah.
And yeah, just
once you are inside, your life will change in just that little way. That little encouragement, that little insight. You know you're not alone. It's all going to kick off.
And a lot of you might have, for example, these motivation apps. I know a lot of people that have these motivation apps on their phones, for example. You have them notifications on your phone when you unlock the screen, and it will say, I don't know, some quote, for example. We're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to be waking you up. We're going to be making you feel a lot better.
So you're not alone.
Yeah, so you
can't ignore it.
So join. Anyway, thank you very much.